ISFPs, man.
He's not. He's an ESTJ. He's got to be an ESTJ. Hi, friends. Host Eric here. Host Talking with Famous People. Needless to say, it's a blow. It's a punch to the gut. It's a punch to the nose. I have had my nose bloodied. I've had my ears chopped off. I've had my hands broken. Why? Because I went onto ESPN this morning and I thought, hey, you know what, Eric? Let's see what's on. Maybe something's on today. Who knows? You never know. And so there was this Indiana-Texas college basketball game. I was like, yeah, I'll watch a little bit of that. Listen to this.
Honey, please. No, but it's all part of the cycle of life. Push the ball here. Come on, Matt Coleman. Let's go.
It's all part of the cycle of life. Keep in mind, this man is broadcasting a basketball game.
Honey, please. Oh, thanks for telling us more stories. You can create offensive opportunities for your teammates. That's what Johnny Davis used to do. When I played with Johnny, the only thing I had to do was throw the ball out in front, and he would take care of everything else.
Thanks for telling us more stories about you. More stories about Bill Walton. That's what we need from Bill Walton. More stories about Bill Walton. You know, back when I was Bill Walton, I was throwing passes around the court. Meanwhile, like 6 baskets have been scored by both teams, you know. And he's not paying a goddamn bit of attention to the game. I want to run into that arena wherever he is broadcasting from, whether it's an arena or his own house or whatever. I want to run in there and slap him in the face. No, Bill Walton. Bad Bill Walton. You're doing it totally fucking wrong. Bill Walton is. Oh yeah, I could you know, I could put ESTJ in there. That would be fair. You know, he is an ESTJ. I'll put that right there.
I forget. Did you think he would be an ESFP at one point?
No, I always thought it was an ESTJ. Good point there, Winston's mom. I mean, he's got the classic ESTJ disease. I'm going to tell you stories about me and what I've done. And it doesn't matter if I'm supposed to be broadcasting a basketball game or not.
How do they keep on hiring him?
I don't know. I had experience like last year before COVID shit. After a SportsCenter game, after a basketball game, SportsCenter came on, and like Scott Van Pelt's like, oh, I really feel for the guy who was broadcasting with Bill Walton.
Really?
Yeah, he's such a pain in the ass to get in the
What the hell? I don't understand how he keeps on getting.
I don't know. If you Google it, hi TinyMan66. I think I'm bitch. Okay, I do respond to bitch. That's fine. I'm gonna see what people have to say about Bill Walton. And I'm gonna read you some of the things people say about Bill Walton. Worst broadcaster.
Bill Walton comes up. That's so great. Does he bring up like the glory days?
Yeah. Okay. Bill Walton is the worst commentator to ever announce University of Arizona basketball games. Diehard fans from around the nation mute their TVs.
Wow.
Which is true. To avoid constant inane Waltonisms as documented at www.billwalton.com.Walton quotes. At 49, I can say something I never have said when I was a player, that I'm a better person because of my failures and disgraces. Keep in mind, this is a pro Bill Walton site talking about him, his great quotes and stuff, right? Keep in mind, he's supposed to be broadcasting a fucking basketball game. Dave Pash confirms working with Bill Walton is as insane as you think it would be. If you're watching a Pac-12 broadcast on ESPN, you're tuning in to see what spontaneous, wacky, or colorful thing Hall of Famer Bill Walton has to say. Will Walton go off on one of his quirky tangents about art, music, or nature, volcanoes, perhaps? Will he deliver a gift to his partner? Will Bill play a tune on the school band member's glockenspiel during a late blowout? Here's what Pash said. It definitely stretched me as a broadcaster. Jim Gray has been around a long time, said to me a few years ago, Bill's done a lot for a lot of people's careers, and I believe that. Huh. And nothing about him being a good broadcaster, huh? Walton, Pash first calls game with Walton in the NBA season Chicago's Bulls contest in which he remembers a player taking off a wristband as hustling toward the scorership. Walton, Pash recalled, went on a rant about how throwing an item into the stands was a technical foul, and Pash let him keep going. I got a call from Mike Tirico next week. He said, he gave me great advice about Bill. He said, hey, you have to stop him. You just let him go. You have to jump in. I mean, why are they hiring him?
That's my question.
They have to work so hard to Dennis Miller? Yeah, he was okay. I agree with this here. Top 10 worst sports announcers ever. Dennis Miller, when they put Dennis Miller on Monday Night Football, yes, he was absolutely terrible. He was annoying, not funny, terrible. I know who Tony Siragusa is, but I don't know what he's like as a Dickie B's not bad. Tony Bradshaw's not bad. Kornheiser, I don't know. Tim McCarver. McCarver's not bad. He's playing. Wild Bill. Will Walton, 7 of 10. He should be number 1 or number 2 of 10. Another terrible, terrible announcer is Stu Lance. Oh my God. Archive. Bill Walton has plenty to say about grass and pretends to call a 2000 Indiana Pacers game during Colorado-Oregon broadcast on ESPN.
Oh my God. That's disrespectful.
I want Oregon grass. In Oregon, where you live here, when you live here, what you do all the time is you cut firewood and you cut the grass, and you got to get rid of both of those, so you use them all.
Oh my God.
And with just over 5 minutes remaining, Walton decided to pretend this game between two top 20 college basketball teams was actually a game featuring 1999 to 2000 Indiana Pacers. Down the stretch, in this Colorado-Oregon game, both top 20 teams, Bill Walton decided to pretend he's calling a 2000 Pacers game. Now, this is where the champion shines. This is Mark Jackson bringing the ball up the court. He's got Chris Mullin on one side. He's got Reggie Miller on the other side. He's got Rick Smith down low. He's got Dale Davis at the weak side high point. Can they score? Slick Bobby Leonard, the Hall of Famer with the call. Here it is, the play, the shot clock running down. Everyone's running away from him. Please, can the Pacers get the NBA Finals? Now, keep in mind, he was not broadcasting a Pacers game. He was making a metaphor. An incredibly stupid, incredibly ill-advised, and incredibly bad metaphor. He's not stoned. He's stupid. There's a big fucking difference. I get high all the time. I would never do such a catastrophically terrible job of anything as Bill Walton destroys basketball broadcasting. If I was that bad at something, I wouldn't do that thing. I certainly wouldn't do it for a job.
But isn't that antipolar?
That's antipolar. That's antipolar. It's like, Matt Acut does philosophy, Bill Walton does sports broadcasting. And neither are remotely qualified to do either thing. He is the absolute worst. He offends me so deeply, Bill Walton does, because these people are out there playing a game, and we're tuning in to watch them play. And his job is to do play-by-play color announcing, not play-by-play, but color announcing on the basketball game. And instead, he just talks about himself all the time.
Really disregards. That's what I mean. It's disrespectful. I mean, at least pretend you're like watching the game. He does that, but he does it so bad that no one believes him.
From an hour ago, everyone had the same reaction to hearing Bill Walton this afternoon. This is from an hour ago. Thank you.
That's so great when the
Mom.
universe works that way.
It's the best I've ever seen Huffman play. Jason Benetti. Bill, this is the second game of his career.
It's so cringe.
Somebody says, I guess Bill Walton has a podcast. There just happens to be a basketball game going on in the background. That's the best one I've heard. Right there. I guess Bill Walton has a podcast. There's just a basketball game going on in the background.
Yeah.
At least when you tune into this, you know I'm just going to be blathering on about myself. If I was broadcasting a fucking basketball game, I sure as hell wouldn't be.
No way.
It reminds me a little bit of certain like college student lay judges in debate tournaments who after the debate round then proceed to lecture the more intelligent and more knowledgeable high school students about what political position is right rather than actually judging the debate round. You know, talk about worthy of shaming.
Yeah. Mazel, I broke my bomb.
Bill Walton needs to be stopped.
He does. I mean, at this point, it's like a bad joke on the listeners.
It's serious what somebody said there. People all across the country, I know, have to mute their TV if they want to watch a basketball game, and Bill Walton is broadcasting it. David Sanderson, if you really want to make a difference in society, find a way to prevent Bill Walton from ever announcing another basketball game.
I second that.
He's done a lot of good for a lot of people's careers. In other words, everyone's beholden to him in some sense because but you know, ESTJs are helpful like that, right? Well, Bill Walton really helped me out with me. So I'm gonna not publicly say we should fire him because I'm his colleague and you know he's a really good guy. He's really incredibly helpful. Everybody really, you know, he's great with his family, all this other shit, right? You'll never hear any professional say he's a good basketball announcer, though.
No.
Good morning, David Sanderson. I'm as frustrated as you are. Just as frustrated, maybe even more frustrated to discover that Bill Walton's back. I was hoping he would die from COVID, but no such luck. It's like nobody died from it. It's weird. I was expecting to lose. Like, you know.
Then you don't hear them like remember when it was such a big deal that Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, his wife, got it?
Well, my question is, why did Bill Walton and Joaquin Phoenix have to survive it? Why did Bono have to survive it? I mean, why is Kim Kardashian surviving it? She's not worth anything. I mean, I hate to be such in a dick mood this morning, but I guess Bill Walton did it. Bill Walton did it to me. I was perfectly happy.
That is totally legit, babe.
I was perfectly happy. I was going to watch a little college basketball.
You probably were in such a glee kind of mood, too.
I was just rolling along, did some cleaning, and then there's that voice.
gotta say, you look great in 1080p.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome.
That's 1,080 P's. A lot of P's. A lot of P's. So, you know, it's been a hard day's night, as they say in the Beatles. And I've been working like a dog. It's been a hard day's night. I should be sleeping like a log, but instead, okay. You know, when I'm home, everything seems to be right. When I'm home, feeling you holding me tight. Tight?
You definitely don't want to be hearing Bill Walton.
No, you don't. You don't want to be hearing Bill Walton.
So I have a question. Is your dad going to Richard's new place today?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I guess, you know, that all happened so quick because my dad said like a couple weeks ago, hey, you know, Richard might be selling his place in Corscold. And then, you know, today it's like, oh, they bought a place in, what's the place called? Do you remember what it's called?
No, I have no clue. I don't remember at all except that it's close to San Diego.
Yeah. You got to plan a major stunt? What kind of major stunt? If you get rid of Bill Walton, you mean?
Bill Walton really spoils your game at me watching. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What we need to do is catch a recording of him saying Black lives don't matter and I like to sexually harass women. That would really not go well right now. If he were just to say those things and we would record him saying
or anything even like remotely racist. You know?
Right. You know, I got accused of being racist the other day. Rachel, remember?
Yeah.
By Prince.
By Prince, yeah.
That
was surprising.
Yeah. He also oof.
Poop.
I probably need to eat something or drink something.
Do you want some cereal or anything?
You can maybe go for a yogurt.
I can fetch you.
If you don't mind.
Not at all.
We don't have. That's what we should have gotten at the fucking store.
What? Hash?
No, Uncrustables. We should have gotten Uncrustables. I totally forgot about that.
That hasn't been on our mind for a little bit. That's why.
Well, it's, you know, it's like we run out of shit and then we put off going to the store for reals. You know, like, well, let's just go get the one thing that we have to have. Like, we're out of creamer. Let's just go get creamer. I don't want to make a whole shopping trip. It's going to take too long. It's a pain in the ass.
It is a pain in the ass. There's so many people in grocery stores. It's ridiculous. Like, I don't like grocery store shopping anymore. When we go into the big places, like when we were at Bonds, oh my gosh, there were so many people.
What's the Discord?
What flavor?
Any flavor's fine. Okay. Yogurt flavored. Just a couple of push to talk. We're pushing to talk. I'm talking to push. Pushing to talk. Talking to push. All right, so if you'd like to go on to the Talking with Famous People place, and you want to push to talk, why? Then you'll be heard by the microphone. I'm going to try it. Push to talk. I don't see it anywhere. Let me look at what David Sanderson has to say. All right, David Sanderson, how do I do it? How do I do push to talk? Right click for more actions. Right click. Right click. Right click. Profile. Can I make a picture? Can I upload a picture? Or what? Help? Help! I need someone. Help! 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 Singing my new version of help.
Help?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, let's see here. Voice and video troubleshooting. Easy access games. There's games on yeah? Why would there be games? Let's see. Discord voice and video troubleshooting guide. Mute your deafens. Volume settings. Channel roles. Permissions. Meow. Check for mute your deafens. First steps first, check if you have muted or deafened yourself or another user. You'll be able to check this by seeing if the mic or headset icon has a slash across it or not. Let's see. Well, do I have a slash? I don't think so. Why do I not get to have a thing?
I want you to.
CWFP voice. Welcome to your first voice channel. Control your voice settings, turn on video, and start screen sharing here. Okay, what's this? Meowny meow. Meowny meow. Meow 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 meow. Migoti piao. Miagoti pee. Soon it will be Xmas time. Okay, so now you can see all you gotta do is push to talk and you'll be able to talk too. Let's see, how do I push to talk? I still haven't figured that part out yet. Well, I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna see I got that thing. I don't want to reveal my stuff because you'll be able to see it. I'm gonna upload an avatar is what I'm gonna do. Which one will I upload? Go ahead, David Sanderson. What were you saying? Something about cheese?
You can upload your thing. I don't know what you're doing, but
I'm uploading an avatar, so I don't just have a crab guy here.
all right.
You know, it sucks to just be a crab guy when everybody else has a real picture. Makes me feel like a big loser. Of course, I have to make an avatar before I can upload it. So you're talking to me right now via Discord, aren't you, David Sanderson? Yes, you are.
Oh.
Amazing.
Oh,
You're not. You don't even have to be in the whereby room.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Exactly.
I'm so amazed by my amazement that
I'm so amazed by your amazement too. Like, that's good to eBay.
I think I'm gonna have to just get my head though, Rachel.
That's okay.
Sorry, I need it to be square.
Well, people will see that the bottom of my head is there, so.
Yes.
That's a great picture of you.
I'm gonna make this a little bit narrower, and then crop. I need somebody crop, not just anybody crop. You know I need someone crop. I'm gonna crop this picture, crop it oh so good. And when I'm done, I'm cropping like crops like it should.
Oh yeah.
I like to crop some shit and I crop it all the time. And when I'm cropping good, you know I'm feeling fine. Crop me like you could, you know you want to. Crop me like you should, you know you got to. Crop me like a would, I put it pot to. Won't you please, please crop me? Crop me, crop me. Ooh. The ooh is important at the end.
It is.
Without the ooh, it's just like 1/10 as good of a song. That's how important that is. I need to get some. I want to change my hue a little bit. I'm a little too huey right now. Yeah, that's a better hue.
Grass Eater, there are ads in Discord, but there aren't other social media platforms. But the thing about Discord is that you don't just actually, I don't really know.
Discord is a place where you make love to everybody all the time.
Yeah. I mean, you can self-advertise, but a lot of servers aren't really preferable to that or something.
What's it called again? This thing? Avatar. Okay, I've got a cool avatar. You're gonna see it in a second. Ooh, you're gonna be so excited when you see it. You're gonna be like, damn, Eric, wow. That's a cool avatar.
I downloaded. I'm on Discord.
Well, I can install it on your computer if you'd like. There, look at that. That's a lot of Eric's face. That's a whole lot of facing going on.
All right, now click Save Changes at the bottom.
Save changes. Saving those changes like it ain't no thing. Okay, what am I supposed to do next?
All right, go to Voice and Video.
Voice and video.
And then
Input
click
device.
Push to Talk.
Input device. This microphone. Pow.
All right.
Microphone. Test. Let's test. That works fine. Okay. Output device. This current output device is fine. Push to talk.
Okay, so now you won't be able to say anything. So you have to go to Shortcut and set your key. So right now I'm using Enter.
Okay. Where does it say shortcut?
So you just click on it.
Keybind settings?
I
see.
And then click a button or press something like Enter.
Enter?
Press a key.
Oh, I see. Space bar. Well, that didn't work. I did. Right. It did work.
So now when you press space, it should be able to release your voice.
So right now on Discord, I'm not being heard as talking. Is that correct? So right now on Discord, I'm not being heard as talking. All right, let me escape this. Okay. So right now, unless I push the space bar, you don't hear me talking. Is that correct?
Yes. That's exactly how it works.
I see. So since I'm live streaming this on Discord, which I didn't know they did live streams on Discord, but I should take off voice to talk, push to talk, right?
It's not really live streaming on Discord. You have to. You still have to use like OBS or something. It's just streaming it to the people who are in the Discord.
I see. Do they want to hear me?
I can see what you're doing right now.
But so the question is, do they want to hear me all the time, or are they listening to me on the other thing and don't want to hear me all the
time? I'm confused.
Meow.
I don't feel so out of the loop.
Voice, yeah.
I mean, the purpose of the voice activity thing is for
other people, not for me.
right.
Right.
But for Among Us, I think it's a good idea.
Sure,
If you're on
that's a good idea. Okay, so well, Discord's not a streaming service per se. It's a communication facilitating application of some sort.
It's like AIM, but with like voices.
It's like Super AIM.
Yeah,
It's like Super AIM.
it is like Super AIM.
When I'm loving yogurt, everything is beautiful. Yogurt tastes so good inside my mouth. Probably get copyrighted for singing all these covers. They copyright you for that on YouTube. They make you give any proceeds you get to whoever wrote the songs.
Well, then you should get proceeds from Amazon for your book.
Well, so what I'm saying is this though: if I sing a lot of covers, then I guess they have to all fight over it. I don't know.
True. You want the attention that?
You keep hearing an odd beeping sound or something like a mic being open. Are you sure that's not your butthole?
So I went to the house to get a spoon,
Mm-hmm.
and your dad was sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, perfect.
The nice thing is, probably you're not going to wake him up by being noisy, you know?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I woke him up. I was like, sorry. See, that's the thing. That's like the double-edged sword. It's like, come inside the house and use the stuff, but then, like, I wake him up, and it's totally not on purpose. Like, I didn't know that he would be sleeping right now. I feel bad.
The sound happens when you move your arms up or down. Is David Sanderson's mic open? I mean, he's on Discord. Are you on Discord too?
Yeah, I'm on. I'm using for talk too. So.
Is there anyone else who's on Discord who can talk like you
yeah,
are?
a bunch of people.
If
y'all come to talking with famous people voice, you can talk to him directly.
Let me put the meow in. Yeah. How do you get that? Where is it?
The link.
Yeah.
See the TWFP official hub.
Uh-huh.
With the arrow pointing down.
Okay.
Yeah, just click invite. It's right in blue.
People. I just want the link.
Yeah, just copy it.
Copy. Can we set this link to never expire?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. This will always be the meow then.
That's good.
No.
No.
It created a new link when you click it.
Oh.
So this is the link? Or no?
Yeah, that's one link. It's not
Not the
it
only
does
link.
have expiration.
Okay, so that's not the only link you're saying.
Right. When you did set this link to never expire, you actually created a new link, but you didn't copy it. I
didn't copy it?
Oh. Well, you copied the original, I think. I didn't see you copy the new link.
Well, let me see.
So much TE involved in that.
This isn't so bad right now. I can handle it right now. Doesn't really bother me.
I know. But
is this the new link? This one. Okay.
Maybe the end of
it. You woke up in a bit of a fussy mood today, huh, Rachel?
Sorry.
It's okay, baby. You can be fussy sometimes.
This.
We're expecting what?
Like you weren't involved. You weren't thinking Bill Walton was going to be. I didn't think that TE was going to be involved in my morning or hearing about it. It bores me the fuck to death.
Right. Well, it's just like As
And
though
then there's people in the chat and they're not even chatting. Like, what's the point of this ish? Don't be so introverted. It's not good for your health. Sorry, I think Bill Walton got into my soul too.
Bill Walton, Bill T. Walton, let me tell you something. We are all tired of you ruining basketball.
I am. I honestly am. I don't understand. I mean, literally, you talk about it, and an hour later, there's an announcement on Google about how people are upset that he's an announcer for basketball. Like, that's not a coincidence.
Yeah, it is T. Theodore is his middle name. He's Bill Theodore Walton III.
Of course he is.
But say anything what a terrible broadcaster he is by any chance? Broadcasting. Successful and controversial basketball commentator.
How was he as a basketball player?
He was a good player, but that's fine. I don't have any problem with him being a basketball player because
I'm just asking.
the thing is, unlike the basketball announcers, I don't expect the players to engage me with their words. Anyway, whatever. Enough Bill Walton complaining, I guess.
And I'm sorry too. I definitely did. Like, I slept all through the night. Like, well, but like I was hoping. I've been hoping to wake up later than I have. I'm waking up at like 8:30, and I want to wake up at like 9 or like 10 o'clock. Like, because I didn't have a sleepy week either. So it's like I'm trying to like catch up also. Sorry guys, I don't mean to be like bringing down the vibes.
You are. You're burning down the house. Burning down the house.
Like that.
Yeah, burning down the house.
Thanks, babe.
Sure. I don't doubt that it was also frustrating for you because you broke the bong.
I forgot about that.
It's
frustrating. I was cleaning it!
I have really low frustration tolerance until like a certain point this morning too, and even then I'm still kind of a little bit fussy, you know. Arthur Schopenhauer, thank you. We all agree that Bill Walton,
Blows chunks.
yeah, he's less than my perfect ideal announcer. Just let's be as gentle as we possibly can.
He's definitely that. Burning down the house. My house.
I'd say Bill Walton could be accurately described as the empty-headedness of Stu Lance combined with the arbitrary and massively excessive verbosity of Dennis Miller. Prepared for the shitstorm, huh? Bill T. Walton, your abject failure to communicate properly will never go away, no matter how much you want to shake your fists, saber rattle, or meow. It will not change the fact that you ruin basketball games. Cloud says, there's a chance that everything we see around us is meaningless, but that's highly unlikely. And
What does that mean?
yeah, I mean, how would you? How do you determine whether or not it turns out that everything is meaningless? Right? How could there be a probability of that occurring? You know, it either is or isn't, presumably, or what does it even mean to say everything's meaningless? I mean, meanings do exist, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like even you can say that no meanings exist at all.
Exactly, because some meanings exist, as in someone in ESPN was like, you know what? Let's put Bill T. Walton as broadcaster today.
Bill T. Walton, I'm not changing the title, nor am I apologizing. You have befouled the airways with your blather for too long.
There's a news article about it, too.
It's not just me. It is not just me. Fifth Eagle has a new video. That's nice.
My house. Ba, 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 ba. Don't want to hurt nobody. There has.
I don't know if it'll make you feel any better, Rachel, but if you want.
Oh. Well, you know, I need
There, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I make you feel better. So,
Thanks. Also, one of my packages is like
supposed to come today.
supposed to, yeah.
I saw it in your email.
Aw. So.
I thought, is that her phone? I'm guessing
You'll
no.
tear up all the
It's
shreds.
not my phone.
Bill T. Walton.
My phone will be here, and it will be a surprise. No one can see me right now.
No one can see you.
Mark
for me.
my words.
I can see you. And let me tell you, what I'm seeing is all woman. Marked and little value held. Your words have been marked. I've marked them. Rainy Fox has marked them. We both marked them. Again, consider them marked. You're talking about the universe, which is objective. And what does that mean, Cloud? The only thing you shred is thin-ass paper, Bill. Good point, Arthur Schopenhauer.
Whoa.
Good point.
Whoa.
Burn, 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 burn.
That was good.
Here's a big pile of aloe for Bill. Rachel Appaloosa, you like contests. If you signed up with Marlboro, you can win a ranch vacation. Get points towards swag.
I mean, see, it's weird. I do like signing up for contests, but I feel like that would be more your contest than mine.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it comes with these little booklets. This one, I guess it took off. And,
yes, I've seen that.
And if you do something with a little booklet, then something happens. I don't know. But if you could do it online and you felt like entering those codes and stuff, then it's really more of an SE thing than a TE thing. It's like if you find yourself doing it and feel like keeping up with it, and you know, probably a good idea because
I know my uncle used to do it.
You know,
he got a towel.
Being a very regular Marlboro Red smoker. In other words, I never smoke anything else.
Yeah.
I do end up with quite a few of the little booklets.
Yeah, I mean.
I think that's what you need to use to.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe just
there's
some
like a
serial
code or
number
whatever.
here. Maybe just put the barcode in. I
don't know.
You just put the barcode in, you can just pick up cigarette packs all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting you do it. I'm just thinking.
But that makes me think that they wouldn't do that. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I think the point is they hope people enter their contest, you know, because
I know, but they want people to buy it. So like, I don't see cartons of like, I don't know. I just probably won't do it. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, cool.
21, 6, 27, 28, 29. We almost have 30 people in this Discord.
Cool. That's great. He's outside talking to his dad.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to join TWFP Voice in the Talking with Famous People Discord, then he's here.
Oh, I forgot about this ball. Maybe I'll use this one.
Okay. My dad gave me some salad and some, what's it called? Pasta salad. Some regular lettuce salad and some pasta salad.
Pasta salad?
He was going out of town, so.
That's nice.
Yeah. You're trademarked now. Good. Two people's trademarks, thank God. Bill Walton, obviously I did not pick the wrong sports announcer to go to war because you are not even doing your job on TV. You're here arguing with me.
Oh.
I personally, Bill C. Walton, don't understand how you can be concurrently here talking to me and broadcasting the Texas Indiana game. I mean, I know you have a lot to say, but it'd be funny if Bill Walton were live chatting.
That would be.
With a headphone in one ear while he's broadcasting the game. That'd be something Bill Walton would do. He's so self-indulgent.
It is, I know.
I'm Bill Walton. This guy's talking shit about me on the internet.
Yes.
They don't care though. And I pull her again.
Never know.
Let's just
Hey, Lord McKinley.
All opinions about aesthetics are equal.
McKinley. Woo, 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 woo.
Hi, Lauren McGinley. Well, I can tell you, I didn't do a very good job of cleaning that mirror.
What would you use?
I used the stuff that was in that spray bottle.
Oh.
That
green stuff?
Yeah, not the simple green or whatever it is, but the other one, the tub and tile thing.
Oh yeah.
I had a little bit left in, but it's not really very good glass cleaner, I guess.
I guess. It's supposed to do everything, I thought, in the bathroom, but I guess not.
It's wrong in Foxy Cloud. I would agree that is an objective truth to the universe. However, many that people think are objective are merely subjective perceptions. Okay.
Is this Cloud dealing the wisdom out from his wisdom deck?
That was promoting Fox responding to Cloud.
Oh. Yeah, we can generally just make an actual determination about which things are subjective and which things are objective. I mean, these terms, they've gotten this kind of like magical aura around them. like existentiality and objectivity and subjectivity but they're not anything mystical like they're. I know, Raymond Fox. I don't mean to be saying that I'm contradicting you. I think that it's like, we use the words objective and subjective. They emerge from grammar first and foremost, right? We have a subject and an object in grammar, and the reason that's telling is that, of course, these are qualities of agents, right? Not of things, not agents ultimately. Now, sure, we can talk about data as being objective, and that's not an agent, but the point is the objectivity has to be on both ends, right? It's got to be the objective's got to be data, the data's got to be objective, and the person has to take an objective calculus to it if actual objectivity is going to be attained. And it is a real thing, and it requires both ends of the matter. So, I mean, a person can be objective about subjective data, but to little purpose.
Oh.
Or a person can be subjective about objective data, and that's often very damaging, very harmful to society as a whole. Like, I mean, look at Trump going absolutely nuts right now,
Yeah.
It's the man's insane. Well, you'd think, right? No, he's not insane. He's just an ESFP. As far as he's concerned, the truth is what he feels like it should be. At the moment, that's how it is. And words don't matter, Voter fraud? I mean, if words don't matter, yes. If words don't matter at all, there's rampant voter fraud. Of course, if words matter at all, then that's absolutely ridiculous. No, there's nothing wrong with the 2020 election. It wasn't fixed. It was just, I mean, to the extent that it was fixed in the following way. Because COVID locked the candidates down, Biden was able to avoid most scrutiny. And, I mean, I'm sure there were instances of fraud, Raphael, in the election, but you got to understand American elections are not run by the federal government. They're not run by any central organization. They're run by local communities. It's almost impossible to okay, well, yeah, some places have voting machines. I mean, but that's the other point, right? We've got a huge variety of different styles of voting and voting machines, and some of them are manual, some of them are electronic. I mean, that's the thing. So remember, guys, but this is what I'm talking about. There's objective data, and we've got individuals who are being subjective about it. So Raphael is saying you could manipulate such a connection. That's not establishing that such a connection was manipulated in this instance, nor are we seeing any evidence to indicate that to be the case. The recounts have consistently shown that the results were approximately consistent with the original counts. There are too many. The election control is too decentralized in America for there to be meaningful mass fraud kind of things. It is true that voting machines are more suspect to suspicion in general than electronic ones than old-fashioned voting machines. If the ballots were fraudulent, then okay, but remember again, what I just said, and this is a fourth slot NI thing, I think, where you're not really recognizing the way things work. So you're talking about not hundreds, not thousands, but tens of thousands of different polling places. Hundreds of thousands of different polling places.
Yeah.
Now, what typically people say is you don't need to cheat. Okay, that's fine, Eric. My fifth slot AI is way better than your fourth slot. All right, when it comes to shit like this, trust me, it is. Just like your SI is actually way better than mine. I have a weak constitution. I get tired, I get fussy, I'm all over the place. I tried to show you about an ESTP before. Unwearable tires. I mean, they never wear down, Like I've hung out with ESTP before, and wait, it's been 36 hours since you slept? How can you still be down to go? Dog, when are you still down to party? That's unwearable tires. That's fifth slot SI. You're super bored, Abraham? Well, in not a super long time, I'm gonna have to get more cigarettes, and then after that, come back and maybe we will stream some Among Us, because I gotta say, I streamed for a couple hours last night and got 4 new subs.
Cool.
From it. So
that's worth it. And
I could also concurrently stream it on Twitch.
Discord too.
Cool.
So we can talk to each other during meetings instead of having to use the text box, which is actually more fun and more interesting to watch.
I'm sure it is.
Maybe we could let Delilah know and she can even reply.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Does she have a Discord?
I don't
Probably,
know about
I
that.
don't know. But possibly, probably.
But she,
Not everybody has to use the voice to talk. Some people can, if they don't want to use it, they can just use regular old chat in the game, The thing is, we've had a bunch of contested elections here in the United States for the presidency for a while now, since Gore Bush won, basically.
Yeah,
everything's more or less been contested. Part of the problem is, of course, we have a system that has an electoral college, which means the popular vote doesn't necessarily win the election. Last time, people bitched and complained because Trump fairly won the election despite losing the popular vote, right?
That was a biggie.
So is it surprising or unbelievable in any way, shape, or form that Trump would both lose the popular vote and the electoral college at this time? No, not even remotely implausible. He's less popular now than he was when he got elected the first time. Nobody thinks he's a qualified president who thinks it all. Even if you think he's better than the alternative, lesser of two evils is not enough to win an election overall, especially when more people think he's evil than the lesser of two evils. Especially when it's Biden instead of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton was okay,
totally
fine, I get it. He is sort of the lesser of two evils there. But Biden is not, you're not going to get that vote. So it wouldn't make any sense if Trump had won the thing. I'd be suspicious. If you think about the actual way that the politics have run,
I would be suspicious too. That was what I was wondering also. Like how that was gonna look.
Hey, emailed Anthrax.
I mean, there's a lot of shady things to complain about, but I'm pretty damn confident that the actual electoral process is not one of them. So it's like the way the media has gang piled this whole COVID thing, and now with the vaccine coming out, of course, that really changes the frame of the argument, such that people who are arguing in favor of wait till the vaccine have a much more powerful argument now. Of course, that's assuming that we pretend like nothing before now has happened and that they shouldn't be rewarded for their bad behavior before. But nevertheless, from most people's perspective, the frame of the argument has changed. And from a lot of people's perspectives, this is going to mean that they conclude, if it works, if the vaccine works and there aren't any problems with it, a lot of people are going to conclude that the approach to COVID was the right approach. And that is a potential narrative disaster that can set horrible precedent going forward and need to be nixed right off the bat. Even if the vaccine does work, it was still a bad idea for us to shut down the world and wait for it. We should have just let it run its course. That's something that we're going to need as a world to agree upon before we can safely move forward from COVID. You know, in my opinion.
So who's on Discord right now?
Oh, I am. Emailed Anthex just hopped off.
We'll be on it more when we
Do Among Us?
yeah.
Can your Discord be my Discord for now?
Of course, darling.
Thank you. Talking with famous people masks. That's funny.
The thing to remember, Raphael, is that is every presidential election. We have a thing that we refer to as a president-elect. We talk about who won the election before it's been certified every single presidential election. And so it's like, it shouldn't be that difficult, Raphael, for you to realize that, right? Okay, but so it shouldn't be difficult for you to realize that this is not unusual that the media says one president wins or the other before there's anything official. In fact, there's a very famous picture of, I believe it's Truman holding up, or perhaps it's Woodrow Wilson, one of the two, holding up a paper that says, Dewey wins. The newspaper put his opponent had won the election, and then turned out it was wrong. That's old news. This is nothing suspicious. And here's the most important thing, though, to remember. This is not something that you had to think hard about to realize. It shows how you're very subjective about things, right? You want it to be a certain way. And that is, of course, death for correctness. No, Legends Fall, that's not what happened. In no way, shape, or form is that what happened. As always, and again, you know this too, Legends Fall. This is not something that people should have to have explained to them. This is something they should be able to see themselves because it's common knowledge, not any kind of special knowledge. This happens every election.
Yeah.
The media announces the president.
The president
before the election's been certified. It happens every election. So if you are thinking that the fact that it's happened this election is somehow suspicious or proof of something, then you're choosing to ignore what you know. And that proves you're being subjective about the matter, and you can't be trusted to think about it properly. Because you know this. But listen to me, Legends Fall. Let's take one issue at a time. So Raphael's point was that they announced the president before they certified the election. No, what's abnormal, the only abnormal thing here, Raphael, is that the losing candidate has not conceded. That's very abnormal. Even in a contested election where the courts are interested in seeing it contested properly. So like in court. So for example, the Supreme Court, it decided the Gore versus Bush election in whatever year that was. And the truth of the matter is they decided it quite unjustly. And the correct winner of the matter was Gore. Why? Because I liked Gore more? No, because that's what it was. Sorry.
It's true.
That's the truth, you know? So it doesn't matter what your position is or my position is or whatever. We have to think. You know, you can't just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks and support your conspiracy theory that way. I mean, there's of all the times that you could possibly suspect a conspiracy, in this election, there is the least imaginable reason to do so. In other words, everything we know about the demographics of the country, the polls, the popularity, etc., the amount of divisiveness that Trump has caused, and the fact that there are some who love him. Most who voted for him probably thought he was the lesser of two evils. And there are a vast majority, or not a vast majority, but a vast number, and probably a solid majority of people who hate him with a passion. So it would have been, knowing what we already know, it would have been suspicious if he had won the election, given everything, given the fact that Biden's a fairly inoffensive candidate, right? And that he's so divisive, given the fact that there are more Democrats than Republicans, given the fact that all your biggest electoral states are likely to go Biden, except for maybe a couple of southern ones, you know? I mean, just any sort of plain, simple, straight ahead political analysis of the situation beforehand, the situation going into the election, could have told you in no uncertain terms that it would be very unlikely Trump was going to win this election. And at the end of it, to conclude that there was some sort of conspiracy, I mean, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. The thing is, if Hillary had won last time, I might have thought, but I would have said, look, this is bullshit because of her super electorate thing that she's got with the Democratic Party to basically have her advance to the candidacy even if she loses the primaries functionally. So I thought that was fully bullshit, you know? But if Hillary had won that thing, I'd have been like, okay, well, I'm going to listen to Trump's thing about having been cheated. Because you know if he had lost, he would have said he would have been cheated, right? He would have said that there had been some bullshit. But he didn't lose. He still said it was bullshit. He still said he won by more than they said he won by. That they were lying. Do you remember that last time? Does anybody remember that from last time? Is anybody who thinks this actually is a conspiracy thinking at all? Do you remember what Trump said last time when he won? That there was a conspiracy to make it look like he won by less than he won by. So anything coming out of that man's mouth is obviously not worth listening to. We already know this. He's an idiot. Everybody knows this. Even his fans understand that the man is a stupid idiot. Yeah. So now here he is saying there's a conspiracy to steal the election. It doesn't make any sense based on what we understand about system dynamics. It doesn't make any sense based on what we understand about demographics. It doesn't make any sense based on what we understand about the electoral college and the popular vote. It doesn't make any sense at all based on anything. And yet the claim is out there anyway. Why? Because you're not thinking objectively. You're thinking subjectively. You want it to be one way or the other. So that's what you think it is. That's what you need to stop doing. Look, I don't doubt, I have done some research into voting machines before. I don't doubt that voting machines are, I agree that we should not have electronic voting machines. But most of them now produce you a verified paper receipt. I don't know. So at least in theory, it's possible for people to go, okay, this is bullshit. They only counted 500 votes, but I've collected more than 500 people who voted for me. So, you know, the point is, it's not the case. It is not the case that voting machines, electronic voting machines, are a good idea. I'm not comfortable with them. I would like to get rid of them. But to remember that to claim this election was stolen, you have to first claim that the election needed to be stolen. That Biden authentically, by all reasonable understanding of things, had a good chance or better than average chance of losing. And that's just not the case. So it doesn't matter how devious and awful those Democrats are. If they didn't need to steal the election, it doesn't matter. And the thing is, this is so easy. This is not difficult stuff. We are not. I'm not asking you to have any kind of specialized knowledge. All you have to do is apply what you already know. So if Raphael says, "Yeah, but they announced this before it was even certified," then we know we can discount whatever he has to say about it because he knows that that's how it is every election, and yet he's trying to use that as an argument anyway. Why would he do that, knowing that it doesn't warrant anything? Well, obviously because he's subjectively motivated. That's the only explanation. Look, all of you teamists are part of the problem. Well, the people who hate the Democrats, you're part of the problem. People who hate the Republicans, part of the problem. People who hate the Libertarians, part of the problem. Okay? The Democrats are not the problem. You are. The Republicans are not the problem. You are. Your groupist insistence on subverting the objective facts and common sense in favor of your team-based metric is the problem. Who's cute?
I think he's cute.
Thanks, darling.
You're welcome. Oh, we have to get cigarettes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got my sass pants on today, huh? After I go back, I'll end the stream pretty soon. Go get cigarettes, and then we'll come back and we'll play that game. And
yeah, in Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be fun, and I'm surprised that nobody really stood up. Email Anthrax was here for like a minute and a half, and then he just dropped out when we're done talking about COVID.
We'll get plenty of people. We'll get plenty of people, I'm sure. That seems to be popular. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And I definitely want to let Delilah know that we're playing too, so she can.
Oh yeah, right.
Knows.
Oh yeah, and she has Discord. You can send her the link to the.
Let's see. Okay, plumber. Do you guys learn about foreign political systems in school? Not in any meaningful way. People don't really learn about politics much in school at all, unfortunately.
AP government. If you really like, in my school, they have AP government.
Mm.
Yeah, so you take the AP test, and that helps you get into better schools.
And the thing is, the AP government people, they still don't get a very good education about it, probably. I suspect the debaters are probably more knowledgeable about it.
Yeah. It's very difficult for, I think, most people to really understand. And it is an AP class for, like, that reason. Like, it's really kind of like, okay, kids, if you want to be a lawyer or something, go into AP government, like.
The thing is, it's like nobody truly understands politics, frankly, until they have debated both sides of every issue to the best of their ability. Then they can understand. Then they can start making claims. Like, the reason I'm so dismissive of the claims about this election stealing is it's so implausible, right? It's so fundamentally implausible. In other words, it's got a steep rhetorical slope to prove. It runs afoul of too many factors that we know that make it extremely plausible that Biden actually won the election. There's simply nothing that screams skunk, you know. Talking about these voting machines, a flaw in those voting machines may exist and does not prove at all that the election was stolen, even if the voting machines erred in Biden's favor. It doesn't establish anything. And I'm not sure that's been established, has it? If you say that, well, we don't know that it was, well, that's not an argument for anything. We don't know is not an argument for anything. So the fact that you can establish ways that it's possible that it might have been stolen is not a warrant for us believing it has been stolen. The fact that it's not impossible that it could have been stolen, that you could come up with some means potentially to explain it having been stolen, and despite all the very powerful circumstantial case against it, it turns out that in fact it was stolen. You know, it's possible in the same way that it's possible that the guy who's found with the bloody knife in his hand, standing over the dead body, and sweating profusely and screaming, "What have I done? What have I done?" It's true that he might have just run into the room, picked up the knife after the killer ran out, and said to himself, "What have I done? I picked up the knife." You know, yeah, it's possible, but you know, when the circumstantial case is strong enough, then you don't seriously entertain the likelihood of the alternative unless there's good reason to. Not because it's possible or because you don't have good enough reason to not entertain it. Okay, that's not good enough reason to okay, so Legends fall. If in fact they were so motivated to stop Trump, why didn't they stop him last time? If they're so powerful and so motivated, why didn't they stop him last time?
I'll leave it here.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Hi, ENTP. Wow.
Okay, grass eater.
Yes.
I don't deal with the media and liberals. I deal with human beings. Unfortunately, some of the human beings, like you, don't understand that that's of paramount importance. Your determination to demonize some group or some side and find an enemy to blame is the problem. You're not better off because you're blaming the right people, at least, or something like that. No, none of that bullshit flies. You are the problem. Are there other equivalent people who self-identify as left who are also the problem? Yes. There are people like you on all over the spectrum, and they're all the problem.
True that.
Because you're not listening to me, what I'm saying about what's logical and what makes sense. You're listening to your anger. You're angry about this election result, and you're wishful thinking it into something it's not. Rachel's hair is a lot greener than it looks, but it doesn't matter. Even if you have something that's not green behind it, it still looks a lot bluer on camera than it does in real life.
Yeah.
It's much more teal in real life.
Thanks, babe.
It's as teal as a seal dipped in teal to its head. It's like the same color as this laptop.
Yeah.
It is. It's you can't really see, but it's much more like this laptop. Well, see, this laptop is this laptop's even bluer than her hair. Her hair looks bluer than this laptop, right? Sorry, Rachel.
That's okay.
Sorry. Her hair looks bluer than the laptop. That's not the case.
It's not
The
blue.
laptop is bluer than her hair.
Yeah,
her hair
my
is
hair
greener
is more greener
than the laptop.
Yeah, like aqua blue.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm
not sure
I
why.
thought it was just like the hue of the camera. I didn't know that it was something.
I wonder if I can take a picture with my phone and then show it on the camera and it would work that way. Let me put a flash on so I get full illumination. Illuminate me. Okay, let's see.
That looks more like it.
Yeah, it does. Can you see it now? Oh, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll get it on Google Photos. I'll put the link here, and then we're gonna wrap this up pretty quick though, because
all right,
because we gotta go to cigarettes. Then we'll come back and we'll get ready. We'll eat something, and we'll come back and we'll get ready to meow to meow. Google Photos.
what time?
Give me an hour from when we end this stream to starting up again.
Okay.
So you can see it. Well, it still looks bluer than it does in real life, but it's greener here than it looks in on the thing. So I'm gonna meow this with this create link, and then I'm gonna push this copy and then push this paste. Enter. So you can see her hair looks a little bit different in the photo, right? Than on the camera. You can kind of see the green a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally looks so different on
Yeah. So anyway, okay. We're gonna splitaki mushrooms, and we'll be back to start playing Among Us about 1:30, maybe 1:45. That's right now. It's 12:35 our time, so that's an hour and 10 minutes.
Thanks, EMP.
All right. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Running Fox. It's your